Hello, hello, and happy Thursday. So, Hat Trick Thursday. Today I'm wearing my rain hat because I don't know what it's been doing by you, but it has been raining for the last 24 hours. My poor dog has had enough of the thunder and lightning, and I'm ready for the sun to shine. It looks like it's coming out now, so it's very exciting. So today, the three things I want to talk about are some things that you're doing for your personal development, your professional development, things that you can be doing to further yourself. And there's lots of things online. You always hear about people saying that the smartest people are constantly reading books, they're constantly learning new things, and I completely agree. I'm an avid reader and have been since I was a kid. You can read on your Kindle, you can read on your phone, you can read hardbacks. I actually like paper books because I like to highlight and make notes with my pencils, and there's just something about holding on to a book. So most of my books I have in multiple formats. The three I want to talk to you about today are all centered around ways that you can better yourself, not just from leadership or from particularly skills development, but it's kind of a mixture of a couple of different things. Honestly, I had a hard time narrowing it down to just three, so I'm sure we're going to do this again in the future because, like I said, I'm constantly reading. So the first one I want to talk about today is called Designing Your Life. It is by Bill Burnett and Dave Evans. You can find it on Amazon. You can find it digitally or in paperback or in hardcover. It's a great book. It's more on the lines of thinking about what you want to be when you grow up, and that applies to being 12 or 92. Basically helps you kind of format some ideas and think about different ways and kind of some of the out-of-the-box thinking. It gives some really good examples of some people that have made some changes in their career or in their professional life at various stages across the way, and just in general helps you kind of think about things a little bit differently. I really like the way the book is laid out. I believe they have a planner that they offer as well, or some kind of a workbook that goes along with it. I don't have that, but the book is excellent. The next one is StrengthsBased Leadership, and this is a Clifton Strengths book. It's by Tom Rath. Again, you can find this on Amazon, at the library, online. However, they do the Strengths Finder test. Gallup does. You can find it online at cliftonstrengths.com. This is specifically for Strengths for Leadership, and both of their books are great. I really like this one because it just kind of gives a little bit of a different flavor when you're thinking about the different things that you're good at and really accentuating those things. I kind of have a fundamental issue with the fact that we constantly are talking about our shortcomings. Think about your last performance review. What is it that you were looking for? You were looking for feedback on where you needed to improve on things you weren't doing well. And while I think that that's useful, I think that to a certain extent we really need to learn to play up the things that we do really well. We need to really accentuate and leverage the skills that we have, because if we don't practice them and use them and continue to grow them, they might wane, right? We want to make sure that they continue to grow as well as focusing on the things that we need to improve upon. And this really talks about how you can leverage your strengths to be a really good leader. And the third book is called Creative Confidence. It is by Tom and David Kelley. And actually, it's a little bit to the left of career development. And when I say that, it's all about unleashing your creativity and really thinking about the fact that everybody is creative. And if you're sitting there saying, well, I'm not really very creative, I'm going to say that's not true. I think everybody is creative in their own way. I am not a very artistic person, but there are other ways that I'm creative. And I would challenge you to think about the different ways that you're creative in ways that others are not. And this book really helps you kind of think a little bit differently about what it means to be creative. So what I mean, for instance, say you are totally analytical. That's me. I love spreadsheets, but I can create some really impressive spreadsheets. Like, my mind thinks differently about how I'm going to categorize information and sort and organize and all of that, right? So I may not be creative in that I could sit down and draw you this beautiful portrait, but I could build you a kick-ass spreadsheet, right? And I could be really creative about using different colors and using different categories, using different drop downs, and really organizing the information in a different way. It may not necessarily be visually dazzling, but it can be very creative in how I go about doing the information and how I sort it. And I'm sure there's things like that. You know, maybe it's not that you decorate your home in super creative ways. Maybe you're not super creative with your outfits or whatever it may be. But I'm sure there are lots of things that you do that are kind of out of the box thinking and unique to you and leveraging your creative skills. And the thing about this book is it really encourages and gives you different prompts and ideas of how you can think about what it is that you're doing that really is creative. And then again, back to the strengths, right? Playing that up in different ways. So I like the way these 3 books kind of work together. That's kind of how I ended up deciding on the 3, because they all bring out different talents and qualities and let us think about different ways about doing things, and then harnessing them and using them to further our career, further ourselves professionally, to really grow and tap into those things that we wouldn't normally do. I mean, everybody does the day-to-day, right? You've got to do whatever it is you do at your office, at your desk, at your work every day. Everybody has those skills. You have your job. You're obviously good at those things. But how can you tap into these other parts of yourself to amplify what you're doing? And how can you tap into the things that you're really excited and passionate about, whether you realize it or not, and bring those to the office every day so that you are getting to leverage some of the more fun things that you like to do? There are different ways that we can apply a lot of our personal things that we like at the office if we think about it. But so often we're busy with work and we're bogged down and you don't really think about those things, and you think, oh, you know, work's kind of boring, I'm just going through the same old thing. But what if you could create, you know, a totally crazy spreadsheet? Or what if you could implement doing something a little bit differently? What if you could roll something out to your teams or your employees doing things, again, a little bit more differently that's more fun? You might find that not only are you connecting with your staff on a different level, but you're also enjoying it a little bit more because you're getting to leverage that little piece of you that kind of has that bit of a spark, instead of just the, all right, same old every day. Not to mention the fact that that out-of-the-box thinking and that creativity that you're bringing may really resonate with someone above you and may really get you some attention on some level. It could really lead to further opportunities or growth opportunities, leadership opportunities, and really advance yourself in some way. So I hope you enjoy the books. I'll post the name and the titles and the authors in the comments just in case, and some links for Amazon. Like I said, you can find them. All 3 of them are available digitally or in hardcover or paperback. Happy reading. Have a great Thursday.